Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills. Because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brothas Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ followers perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with Katie Smooth at One Brothas Mind. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Katie Smooth coming back at you with a new report. I pray you all are doing well. Shalom, family. In today's report, we're going to discuss more information and updates on this issue here. Hold on. This issue. We got more information. We're going to do some more discussion, some various aspects, and we're also going to discuss what's next. What's going to be the fallout of this situation. Okay? So, please smash the like button, share this report on all your social media with all your peoples, and be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we try to bring you the information and facts you need. Okay. Most of you guys have already, in various ways, reviewed what has happened. It's pretty much all over social media currently. Yeah. I'm noticing Mr. YouTube man is playing with my feed as usual. But we're going to try to buzz through this. If we have many more technical difficulties, we will rebroadcast this report if need be. But we're going to try to push through. Okay. First off, as I've said and been discussing on previous reports, family, pull up 2023 and beyond is in full effect. The 400 years, family, is over. Our captivity is over if we choose to conduct ourselves as it is over. The enemies of Yah's people, the quote unquote Gentiles, are experiencing Yah's judgment in many ways. They don't consider it Yah's judgment. They're going to call it all kind of other stuff. But y'all been watching what's going on with the so-called climate stuff. The water's heating up, the fires, the smoke, traveling all over the U.S. or even across the globe. The floods, most of the storms that have been occurring are pretty much biblical level storms in most places. And these things are affecting most people. And of course, what we went through over the last 3+ years or so, y'all know what I'm referring to. The pestilences, I mean, and then just it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot going on, but Yah's judgment, or at least the birth pains, are being doled out. Okay? But I want to be sure to inform you, family, here at One Brothas Mind, we have breaking news. Breaking news, breaking news. Okay? Many have been trying to acquire the information in regards to the name of the chairman on the Riverboat dock. People all over social media have been finding, been trying to find this brother's name. Right here exclusively on One Brothas Mind family, we have identified the chairman, and we're going to share with you the chairman's identity right now. Okay? The chairman from the Riverboat dock situation right now.
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
Yeah, family. The chairman's true identity is Homie D Clown. He has resurfaced and is still handing out headbangers. Okay? Many are trying to quickly acquire an interview with Homie. He's a little older now, but y'all always wonder, where did Homie the Clown go? What happened to Homie the Clown? We are concerned. We many love Homie the Clown, and we always wanted to know whatever happened to Homie the Clown. Well, as I said, family, the chairman from the Alabama Riverboat dock, we have an exclusive. We have identified the chairman's real identity, his true identity, as being...
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
Yes, family. So that's the exclusive that we have here at One Brothas Mind for you at this time. All right. Now, we're going to dig in here with more updates and information. Okay? And we're going to do that now. All right. So, if you haven't seen, I got a variety of the clips that have become available, maybe different views that you have not seen here for your review as we go through our report. But as I said, pull up 2023 and beyond has been in effect. Okay? So, one of the updates that we have here at One Brothas Mind is, according to multiple reports, as you saw in a lot of the videos, many of the, give me just a moment, family. Many of the Black Avengers many of them were arrested or being arrested. As you saw in a lot of the clips. But according to reports, many of them, or if not all of them, have been released. Okay? So that's our update at that point on that part of the issue. All right. Let me get this lined up for you again, family. All right, bear with me. YouTube is playing around with my feet. All right. So again, as I said, many of the defenders, the Avengers, the Black Avengers, the Alabama Black Avengers have been released. In addition to that, though, there have been other reports that one of the Black Lady Alabama Avengers, specifically the one, if you've seen the clip, you may see it here, who actually threw one of the criminal attacker ladies into the river, actually has been fired from her job. So that's according to multiple reports. So there's efforts ongoing to try to reach out to her and provide her with resources, potentially other job opportunities or connections to assist her in what she is experiencing. Okay? Yeah. So, with that being said, family, just a few of points that I want to really stress with you guys this evening. One, as you guys are reviewing clips from what occurred, one of the things that many are not yet to really recognize, and it's something I've been saying here at One Brothas Mind for quite some time in many different reports, and that is, family, a phone is not a self-defense mechanism. When there is a real threat or a threat of physical violence, a cell phone is not protection. Okay? And as you review these clips, not one of the Alabama Black Avengers in these clips in any way reached around and pulled out their cell phone as means of defense in this situation. What did they do? They defended themselves and the brother security guard. And the thought of pulling out a phone didn't even cross their minds. I've been stressing this over and over. A phone does nothing for you when you're being physically assaulted or about to be physically assaulted, or there's a threat of you being physically assaulted. I mean, many of you guys have seen a lot of the videos out on social media, especially a lot of the Karen and Darren videos, Too many so-called black people are just letting strangers, threatening strangers, just walk up on them, get in their face, walk up on their vehicles, bang on their vehicle windows, screaming and hollering at them. And they're in their vehicles or standing outside or whatever. And these strangers, these threatening strangers, just walking up on many so-called black people, and instead of notifying the strangers, okay, keep your distance, or I'm going to defend myself. Do not come any closer, or however you want to say it. The way Katie Smooth was raised, you don't let nobody, especially strangers, get closer than a couple of arms reach of you. Because if they're within arm's reach of you, they're in reach of doing harm to you. But time and time again, I see video recordings of so-called black people. There was the sister who tossed the lady into the river just a moment ago, that I was referring to, that reports say she have been fired from her job. But I digress. Too many of us are allowing ourselves to be put in directly in harm's way by not responding in a self-defense posture immediately when we find ourselves in situations being under threat. And many of us are just frankly being harmed, hurt, assaulted, or even deleted. We have to stop doing that, family. Self-defense and defense of your life and our families is immediately the priority. Let somebody else record. That phone ain't gonna save you. Defend yourselves. Don't start nothing, but definitely defend yourselves. Okay? Now, in this situation here at the Alabama Riverboat dock, there were plenty other people recording. There's going to be hundreds of different angles that ultimately come out. So you don't have to worry about, oftentimes when something is about to occur, oh, let me record this because ain't nobody going to know. Or I'm not going to have proof of what happened. I understand. Trying to get some kind of proof versus stopping an immediate threat. Stopping the immediate threat and defending yourself or self-defense is always the only option. Not recording on a phone. Because depending on what occurs, you may not still be, you may be unalived and you can't record anything. It's over. If you worried about trying to pull out your phone first. Okay? Let other people, if there's other people around that are going to record something, it'll find its way to the internet, to help vindicate yourself and prove that you were only operating in self-defense of yourself and your family. Okay? Another note, this is also another example of why, family, you need to always keep bail money available for yourself. Especially the men out there, so-called black men. You must always have bail money. Smooth 1,500, 25, 3,500, whatever you need to have. That's you need to have that and put that in some other location that will be available to whoever you call with your one phone call. Okay? You need to make a plan for that and leave that alone. Okay? Because you never know. Again, as y'all saw in the clips, most of the Alabama black Avengers got arrested. From the clips. Some of them had to pay bail to get released. They had to bail out. So having bail money is essential. And as the old saying goes, it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. An additional bit of information that many have not really absorbed. Montgomery, Alabama has an extremely high percentage of so-called black population. That's one of the reasons why you saw the officers, most, if not all of the officers that arrived on scene, most of them are black officers. Okay? And there's been reports that the criminal family afterwards actually attempted to go to the hospital to have their injuries attended to after this was all over. Let me pause here real quick. I'm gonna digress for just a moment. In this image and in this part of the clip, these two, the gentleman in the pink shorts, the Hispanic gentleman, and the gentleman in the white t-shirt and the bright ball cap, these are the actual criminals who committed the assault, the attack. But notice who the cops, even the so-called black cops, are actually arresting. Did any of y'all pick up on that? Did any of y'all notice that this is exactly what's happening? There was no real investigation. There was a disturbance. The cops came on the scene. At the very least, the cops should have been arresting everyone involved until they can conduct a more thorough investigation to find out what was going on, if everybody needs to go to jail or what, right? But all cops are trained in the United States, even so-called black cops, that when they come to a scene of a disturbance, the first and oftentimes the only people that they cuff and arrest and attack and wrestle to the ground is the black people. Irregardless, I know that's not a word, of whether the black people were the criminals or attackers or assaulters, or they were operating in self-defense. Have you noticed that? You got 3 officers arresting one so-called black man that was operating in self-defense or defense of others, being the security guard, and the actual criminals are walking freely. They don't immediately get arrested like most of the Alabama black Avengers. Did y'all notice that in the video? I mean, as you watch the clips, you'll see them, and when the cops show up, start arresting people, the actual criminals are walking around. Some of them put their hands up like, oh, I'm innocent. I'm not involved. It wasn't me. And there's clear evidence of what happened recorded. Welcome to America. Okay? So, again, I just went off on that little tangent because a lot of people that look at them. They're just walking free. There's a white officer. The white officer didn't go arrest. Look, they having conversations. But the black Avengers are being cuffed and wrestled to the ground and thrown in the car. That's the first thing that's happening. Look, in this clip here, the cops go and that's the actual security guard. And they go try to arrest him. He's like, get off me. I'm security here. I'm doing my job and defending myself. So now that's what he's explaining. Get away from me. Most of the individuals, let me pause right here. Most of the individuals you see in the blue shirts, they're staff members. That's why most of them have blue shirts and khakis on, including a lot of the Alabama Black Avengers that you saw in other clips that were shirtless. A lot of them are also staff members, normally wearing blue shirts. They just took their shirts off. Did you miss that? They're not all just random people. A lot of these are staff members. They're coming and their co-worker to help try to save his life. Yeah. So, again, I digress. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. Yeah, they're gonna come right after and try to arrest the security guard. He's like, I'm doing my job. I'm security. But, again, I digress. Okay. I was speaking of how a lot of the group of criminals. Now, okay, wait, I got another one. Let me just back that up just a little bit. Oh, there. I'm gonna show y'all something. Because there's I gotta go ahead and get into this. Stop right there. Okay. And this ain't the only clip. If you watch all these clips thoroughly, you're gonna see and notice some additional items. There's many out here on social media, especially many of our white brothers and sisters, trying to make the claim against the original black Captain America with his chair shield and the original black Captain America with his chair shield was putting in, especially on this lady that you see on your screen in the red. Okay? They're trying to complain and make an issue about her receiving chair justice. Okay? But as you see, she is fully involved. By this time in the situation, the self-defense has been occurring for quite some time. This lady, and all of the ladies, frankly, or all of the people involved, but especially the ladies, have had plenty of time to make a conscious decision. Either they're going to retreat and exit the area for safety, or they're going to actually participate further in the assaults that are still ongoing but yet being defended by the Alabama Black Avengers. Okay? Now in this clip here, like I said, this lady in red, she's participating. She's not no innocent, little old lady over. No, she's participating. The guy, the main guy she has her hand on is one of her group, one of the men that was with her group. And actually, if I back it up just a little bit, you're going to see that man that she has her hand on, his face, he again attacks one of the Alabama Black Avengers. Lady in the white dress too. There's a lady, in the white right there. There's a lady in green. All of them are a part of that. None of them left the scene, got out the way, decided not to participate or keep themselves in danger. Again, they are fully engaged. Now watch. Throughout these other clips, you're going to see these ladies fully. Look. There's another one. The security guard is still functioning in self-defense. The actual assaulter, criminal, that could have potentially unalived him because they jumped this man. The officer doesn't stop the criminal. He stops the security officer. Again, you're going to see it here in a moment. Did you notice that? The actual attackers, criminals, the assaulters here. This guy in the white shirt is the security guard that was originally attacked. Our white brother in front of him is one of the attackers that jumped him. Tried to institute significant harm to him and could have ultimately, because it was 6, 7 of them, 8 of them attacking this man while he was on the ground, they could have deleted this man. But watch the officer. The black officer comes in. Law enforcement. And he goes to try to. He's got a choice. In the black officer's mind, that's why we don't really mess with even black officers. Because they're trained to do basically the same thing that all officers are doing. Always go after the so-called black person. Now, it doesn't matter whether you know, he just ran on the scene. He has no idea what's going on. He doesn't know that this white brother right here was one of the original attackers, the original criminals. He doesn't know who this brother is either. But he still makes a choice. Now, he goes after the security guard. He could have, since in this instance, it would appear that our white brother was getting the worst at this time. He could have got in the middle and created a barrier between the security guard and our white criminal brother attacker, right? He could have literally just wrapped his arms around the white guy that, I'm trying to save and protect you. And then, started screaming, what's going on here? What's happening? Stop this, back up. Giving out orders, but hold on to the white brother, because in this image, the only one that's looking to escape is the white brother. And again, this is all happening moment by moment. We get that. There's split decisions being made by the officer. And just conveniently, his split decision is to go after the brother, who he quickly finds out is the actual security. Okay? Look, I'm security. Get away from me. I'm doing my job. And here's his backup behind him. I'm security. Then he walks away. Now you saw the white brother, the actual criminal and assaulter, just make his way calmly off the screen. Again, at the top of your screen, if you were noticing, one of the other ladies that were part of that group that remained in the area, remained fully active and involved. Met up with Okoya and Nikita, it would have looked like up there. Nakia. And some defense was happening there. These ladies are fully involved. They're not innocent people. Okay? So, one of the things I had started to mention, y'all gonna have to bear with me. Or as I said before, a lot of our white brothers and sisters are all over social media talking about, oh, it was wrong for the original black Captain America to use his chair shield made of vibranium on the lady in the red dress. It's something you need to understand. Those ladies, again, they chose not to leave the area for safety. They stayed fully involved, fully engaged, a full participant. So you are literally in the middle of what they instituted, what they started as basically Mortal Kombat. They started it, right? But the Alabama Black Avengers arrived and finished them. Okay? So, just want to make sure that point is very clear. Also, once again, I digress. I keep seeing stuff I want to point out. Back to, again, that's exactly, again, that's the additional attack. Nothing was happening. One of the group again assaulted the man in the striped shirt with the lady in red right behind him. She may initially at this moment be trying to say stop, but she's been a full participant this whole time. She's thrown her blows. She's done her pushing and scratching. So when you're in the midst of Mortal Kombat and you choose not to leave the area, the arena of Mortal Kombat, all bets are off. And you're a full participant. You get what you get. Okay? All right. So, and that's exactly what's happening. She's getting what she gets. So, other thing I was trying to share was the group, the criminal group, they made their way after this was all over, totally free to leave, not arrested. Reports are they made their way to local hospital. But as I said, there's a significantly high so-called black population in Montgomery, Alabama. So when they got to the hospital, they didn't stay at the hospital and receive care, treatment, for their injuries and whatnot. They left the hospital with the quickness. Why? Because they realized something. They were still, even at the hospital, they're surrounded by so-called black people. Most of the people that was there and that would have been there to provide the care that they needed. Not that they wouldn't have. They were mostly black too. So they just hurried up and went home or wherever else they went. So again, families, better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. So let's move forward in a few of our other points that we're going to point out here in this report. Basically, what occurred here at the Alabama Riverboat self-defense combat is basically in a sense was like a mini uprising, a mini slave uprising, right? A revolt where in this example, the so-called black people, the descendants mostly, these are foundational black Americans for the most part in Montgomery, Alabama, right? So they're descendants of, most of them are descendants of slaves. They saw what was going on, and like many times during revolts and uprisings during slavery, they knew and realized there was more of them than it was the slave masters and slave catchers or whoever it was that was actually causing the problem. So all they had to do was come together and institute some justice, some self-defense, which is what happened. Okay? Because we've always known, even all the way back to slavery, that for many of our white brothers and sisters, they love assaulting us or attacking us when they have larger numbers, when it's 8 against 1, or when they have their pop-hows with them. They're always big and bad with that. But you notice throughout this video, nobody pulled out a power tool. Power tools are not needed when the playing field, or let's say the combat field, is all equal. There's no power tools needed. Let's resolve this issue mano a mano, man to man, and let the chips fall where they may. But because, as I said, we've always known this and function like this, and most of the time when we've had our uprisings, our revolts, our responses in self-defense, we've experienced these same outcomes. And then what happens is our white brothers and sisters that are on the bad side of the situation, they want to go run and get 300-400 other white brothers and sisters, or go get 100-200 of their power tools. Then they want to come back. Now they bad. They're not bad hand to hand, unless it's more of them that's doing the attacking, unless they have uneven numbers. Did you notice that? Because unfortunately, most of our white brothers and sisters are actually cowards. Yeah. Now, don't get it twisted. there are many of our white brothers and sisters that ain't to be played with. You know, this group is pretty soft, but that ain't all of our white brothers and sisters. So don't get it twisted. There's some white brothers sisters from the country that got something for you, whether they're acting in self-defense or they're the attackers. So don't just make the assumption that it's always going to be like this. Okay? In addition, I want to, just for a brief moment, discuss what has occurred in the mainstream, lamestream media. If y'all haven't noticed this, the mainstream media didn't cover this situation and report on it for like the first couple of days. If the whole situation was in reverse and some so-called black people criminally assaulted and attacked one of our white brothers and was jumping him, it'd have been on the news every 30 minutes, every 45 minutes, all day, every day, nonstop. But magically, they didn't even report nothing on this for the first couple of days, for the most part. You only found the information and clips and what have you on what occurred out here on social media, specifically from the new black media, as we are a part of here at One Brothas Mind. The new black media brought you this information, led the reporting of this information in regards to what happened and the details, and we're still leading it. Okay? But with that happening, now all of a sudden, the lamestream satanic media decides, oh, wait a minute, this has gone way too viral. We got to try to get control of this information that's out and redirect and retrickerate the narrative. So the first thing they start doing here recently is now showing reports, and they call a brawl occurred at the Riverboat docks in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. There was no brawl. There was a criminal assault and attack. A group of white brothers and sisters literally attacked and jumped approximately 7 to 8 to 1 black security guard that was just doing his job. As you saw there, just tell them y'all can't park here. The riverboats park here. And with the satanic arrogance that most of the time many of our white brothers and sisters have, not all, but definitely this group, that didn't matter. So much to where they went ahead, attacked, and started assaulting and beating the security guard, the authority. That's how much satanic arrogance, and I would go as far as saying white supremacy and racism this group had in them. Ain't no so-called black man gonna tell us what we can and can't do. Let us show you what happens to what we do to so-called black people that try to tell us what we can and can't do. That's basically what happened. Okay? So mainstream media is out here trying to call it a brawl. It's not a brawl. It was a crime committed. Okay? A crime. An attack, an assault. And then self-defense occurred. Self-defense was initiated. That's what happened. Okay? That's what occurred. So, as usual, as I said, mainstream media is out here. They basically lying, y'all. Basically lying. As they always do. Trying to twist the narrative. Trying to twist the narrative to communicate what they want to communicate instead of communicating the truth, which they almost never do. Okay? Now, a special note I want to make here. You have to remember, our brother Malcolm X actually has said some time ago, self-defense is not violence. It's intelligence. So with all that has happened, you already know, family, we got a whole bunch of coons out here looking for they coon biscuits. So-called black people popping up, making statements, talking real greasy about black people actually defending their lives. And they're actually speaking against black people operating in self-defense. So, family, you gotta understand what it really is out here, what's really going on. There's a lot of aspects to this that you may be missing. That you may be missing if you're really not paying full attention to everything. So when our white brothers and sisters, as most of you know, when they actually take an L, a deserved L, most of really all of the white supremacist, racist white brothers and sisters, they are completely enraged right now. They are angry. They took an L. So much so, many of you saw the young brother, the young black Namor that dived off the riverboat into the water and swam over to help in the self-defense, into the defense efforts. There was a GoFundMe started. Actually, I think that's him right there on the screen in the tan pants blue shirt. When he got one shoe on, one shoe off. He took one off earlier. There was a GoFundMe that was started for him to help raise some funds to meet any of his legal needs and things of that nature as fallout from this. The website GoFundMe shut his GoFundMe down. Just bing, you done. Right? And again, he was operating in defense of his staff member, his co-worker, which in Alabama, there is literally a law that approves providing defense of others. Literally in Alabama. It's the law, y'all. Look it up. So he was operating legally, and GoFundMe shut his GoFundMe down. They literally shut it down. Okay? Now you notice there's always a bunch of GoFundMes when one of our white brothers and sisters have oftentimes assaulted, attacked, or unalived one of our so-called black brothers and sisters. You remember the New York subway train attack where the white brother choked out the potentially mentally episode having black man on the train? He unalived that man. There was a GoFundMe for him for his legal defense. They never shut that down. Why? Because GoFundMe, like most of these other apps and app companies, they're white supremacists too. Do you remember our white sister officer that walked into and opened a door in an apartment community where she lived? She was on the wrong floor and she walked in and opened the door on a black man sitting on his couch eating ice cream. And she deleted him on sight. Her GoFundMe didn't get closed or canceled. You can go from time and time again. Most all of these examples, GoFundMe didn't shut their fundraising down. But as soon as somebody black is actually doing something that's legal, right? As soon as somebody black is actually operating legally. Now, these people I've just mentioned, they did criminal acts. And GoFundMe didn't shut their fundraising down. But black people functioning legally, the white supremacists at GoFundMe shut those GoFundMes down. So I want you to be clear of what all is happening, family. That's the purpose of our report here. And why I say smash the like button, smash the like button. You guys are getting insight and reviews that you may not be getting most other places, but you're getting them here at One Brothas Mind. So smash the likes, share this report on all your social media with all your people, and be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we try to bring you the information and facts you need. Now, there are many out here trying to debate and discuss whether this whole situation, is it all bad? Is there some good in it? If so, what? I'll tell you. KD Smooth will tell you. Yeah, there is some good, if not all good, from this situation. The good that's in this situation, first, is the security guard seems to have not been seriously injured. That's number one. 2, most white supremacists and racists in the United States can review this video. Most of them, or many of them, are learning that now, especially today, there are going to be actual consequences, or maybe consequences and justice for their satanic crimes. So most of them are going to become more hesitant to assault black people, so-called black people, and do criminal acts toward black people, because they're going to see this and begin to realize black people have decided to start defending ourselves and our lives and our families, our homes, what have you. So you very well may experience some consequences and some quick justice, which again increases the overall general safety of so-called black people here in the U.S. But family, don't get it twisted. Due to this situation that occurred, understand this. There will be blowback. Most of the racist white supremacists, whether they're cops or just regular citizens, ever since this happened, they've been plotting and planning, looking to find ways to try to create situations where they can get some payback. Okay? That's what they're looking for. Okay? So I am, for my so-called black family out here, hear me. Now is not the time to relax. Now is not that day. Now is the time to step your guard game up even more, because there's gonna be blowback. And you have no idea where it's gonna happen, where it's gonna come from, or if it's going to involve you or you and your family, wherever you are. Now is not the time. It's never been the time, but you need to, especially now, always be moving as a team out here in these streets. Never moving alone. Whether it's broad daylight or after dark. Sisters, they're looking for soft targets. Ladies, children, teenagers, the disabled, they love attacking. Again, I've just explained to you guys, they prefer to have significant advantage. Okay? That's what they prefer to have. Because most of the actual racist white supremacists, they're actual cowards one-on-one. Okay? Move as a team, move in groups, move together. Make sure you have your power tools. If you don't have any power tools, go get you some. There will be blowback. So you must always be prepared and be ready to defend yourselves and your family and your children. Now, one of my final thoughts here, in addition to Pull Up Summer and beyond, Pull Up Summer 2003 and beyond, that's in full effect, there's still one element here in the U.S. that has to be dealt with, that we have to, as so-called black people here in the U.S., that we have to generate a proper, consistent response to. And I offer you, soon, there will be a direct, unified self-defense response or responses to white supremacist race soldier cops. That is coming, family. It's coming. Yes, it's coming. Y'all see what they're doing to us out here. And that's just the ones that are being caught and recorded. For everyone you see that's caught and recorded, multiply that by 10, 20, 30, 40. It's happening all over countries that's not caught and recorded. The direct, unified self-defense responses to white supremacist race soldier cops and sellout black cops is coming. You say no. You say, well, what can you do there? What can you really do? Really? Let me show you. Let me show you a couple. Let me show you a couple examples. Actually, before I show you a couple examples of that, there was another report, literally, while I'm doing this report that just came in. Breaking news. One of our white brothers and sisters that was a part of the group, the criminal group that did the assaulting and attacking, he actually made a statement and provided that statement. And we're going to share that breaking news statement from one of the assaulting criminal group in the Alabama Riverboat dock fiasco. Here it is.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Yeah. He provided that statement according to unofficial reports. Yeah. Matter of fact, let's hear that statement one more time so we are clear to try to see if we can find someone out there that can help confirm the statement from one of the members of the group of the criminal assaulters. After this was over, on TikTok, he provided this statement.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Yeah. So, family, here at One Brothas Mind, we do the best we can to bring you analysis and breaking news so you can always have the information and facts you need. So, back to what I was saying. There's going to soon start being a different type or a direct, unified type of responses to the white supremacist race soldier cops out here and their sellout coon cops. These are just a couple of examples that are on your screen. Of course, our brothers, Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seale and the brothers from the Black Panthers, studied the law, came out and said no more. Patrolled the streets. You're not familiar? Do your research. Even before then, previous time, there's actually a film made about it. It's called, as you see at the bottom right, The Deacons of Defense. When they finally said, so-called black men finally said, that, we're done. Y'all, white supremacist racism has left us no options but to specifically defend our lives. And we're willing to lose our lives in the defense of our lives. So what you wanna do now? Copper. Again, pull up 2023 and beyond is in full effect. And as our brother Malcolm X said, self-defense is not violence, it's intelligence. Okay? So now at this time, family, we're going to have a brief commercial, non-commercial break from our unofficial sponsor at this time.
Word from the of Black Power Tools. There's no telling when something's going to come up, so make sure you carry your power tools at all times. You never know when you're going to need to bring the hammer down, or when you'll have some trash that needs to be blown away, or some obstacle that requires cutting down. Don't get caught empty-handed. Keep your hammer close by. Keep that leaf blower at the ready. And always carry your steel. Power tools. Because no matter what your day job or side hustle may be, there's no excuse for not being ready to put in some work.
And this concludes this broadcast from One Brothas Mind. We thank you for joining us. And as a part of the new Black media, B1 choices are mandatory and being on code is required. But never fear, Yeshua the Christ is with you always. Shalom.